Hello, I'm Will Fisher. My wife and I own this house here, 337 Dibble Road, and I figured I'd give you a little bit of background and history, at least as far as I know, in regards to this house, so that you can make an informed decision about what you want to do in the acquisition of this house and see if it's a good fit for you. I'm going to try to be as open and honest about it. There's a lot of things I've learned over the years. Some things might be right, some things might not be right. But I'll give you what I know, and hopefully it could be of some help to you. Well, we acquired the house back in 2014 at a sheriff's sale in Jefferson. The house at that time was in pretty rough shape. It was mostly empty inside, as far as no fixtures in the kitchen, nothing. The bathroom was destroyed. It was in pretty bad shape, and we started doing some renovations, and now we have what we have here. We haven't quite finished in our mind as to what we wanted to do, but at this point in our juncture in our life, we're gonna have to step away from this great place and offer it up to someone who can really love it and enjoy it. So for this video, I'm mainly going to focus on the house itself and some of the things from the exterior perspective and things that might be important to the future owners, well, will be important to the future owners. First of all, the septic system. I think this is a 2-chamber tank. The inlet with the T comes in right here. That's the first chamber, second chamber, and then the best I can guess, it comes out this way and then goes over, and this area right here is where there's another like third chamber. I don't know when it was added. We're guesstimating that it was maybe in 2012, 2011, somewhere in there. I don't really have much of any information, but you can see, well, on certain days you can see out here, unfortunately the sun's not working with me at the moment, there are several little indentions in the lawn, and that sort of gives you an idea where the leach field is. I believe there's 3 separate indentions, one straight out here, one, I feel like I just stepped in at one maybe right here, and then another over here somewhere. They're not as prominent as they used to be. I've tried to sort of work with the soil a little bit to take out it was a little more severe in the past, but so the septic, the intake in from the house to this T, there's a T, vertical T right here for septic things. I don't know all the details about how that works, but I believe it comes across through here, and I think right here there's a one that comes up and goes into the house over on this side. When we go talk about the basement, I'll talk about that a little more. I know a little bit about it, but that was bypassed at some point. It does still work for the most part, but we sort of bypassed it because of some concerns that I just didn't know what the previous owner was doing, and I just never got back to reconnecting it. This line, so it tees right here. I've not dug it up. I don't know exactly. I assume it's pretty much right in this spot, based upon there's a line that comes out this way, and then I think, somewhere out in this, through the power of video, I'm doing this again on a later date. Just messed up on an explanation of something. This is where the sewer line, the primary sewer line that we're actively using right now, it comes under here. I have dug up portion of it, comes out here, and then it does eventually go over that way to the other section I was talking about just a minute ago. There is a clean out. I wish I had a better marking. I believe it is right in here somewhere. We put in a clean out for it, just in case you need to deal with this straight run here. Now, based upon, I just got some message from our sewer, the Conneaut Water and Sewer. They have some information about this section here and the leach field, and it sounds like there's 4 lines of leach lines instead of the 3 that I thought were out here. So there's 4, and they have the tank. I think the tank is a 1,500 gallon tank. I'm sure we can get you some more details on that if you'd like. Still didn't see any reference to this, but here in a few days we're gonna have the inspection and we'll find out more. As for the septic system, it sounded like it was an earlier date than I had originally thought it was. I think it's a 2008 was when they did this work. The reason I thought 2012 is it sounded like the owner had done a lot of work around 2012 on various things. Like the roof was done in 2012 from what I've been told. The whole roof was redone, as well as the roof on the back building was done at that time. Okay, utilities, electrical for the house and the data and all that go right here. Occasionally I got to trim back this tree. This tree has some limbs looking like it's starting to reach. I just like to keep them back so that in the winter, if we ever have a major ice storm, there's nothing hanging over there. I may even try to do that before we go. You have a fire hydrant here. They encourage you to keep a 3-foot perimeter around it clear, and like in the winter you may have to shovel some snow. Well, you will have to shovel some snow from around here if you want to keep that clear. Just so you know, right here there used to be, I guess, some big tree and with wood and roots everywhere. I tried to maintain it and mow it all the time, but it just became such a nightmare that I ended up planting these grass just late. I think it was November of last year. I put those in there, and I was trying to encourage this to be a little bit more wild, because to mow it, there's just challenges there. Real quick, water lines. The main water that feeds the house is actually way back here. It is not clear because I haven't needed to go over there, but it is hidden back here. I will try to clear a path to it so you can see it and verify it's there. It is actually way over here. Long story short, supposedly the house didn't always exist. I'm trying to block that sun from you a little bit. The house didn't always exist sitting on this plot. It at one point resided over here somewhere. Our next door neighbor, which lives, sorry if I'm making you motion sickness here, that lives right next door, he told me it used to reside out here at some point. So the water comes over there, comes this way, but they relocated it here many years ago just to take it off the edge of the hill and the cliff. Well, sorry, apparently the camera went out right there. Little outbuilding. It's one of my favorite things because it's been a great place to do grilling outside, keep out from under the rain. It's just not too much different than it was before. We sort of cleaned it up a little bit. Did a little bit of fixings on it, but it works great. It's been a great asset in a cloudy day or rainy day when I want to do some grilling. I can't think right now. The back deck, it's pretty good. It's got some pillars that are very sound. These have been here. These were here when we got here. The deck has been added because the previous owner had removed the deck. We put it back. It's very, very soundly built, very strong. It's rather new. It's only a couple years old, and we have some extra stain I'll leave behind for you to seal and stain. Everything's pretty good there. This section right here had some damage when we first got here. We put the siding, tacked it back up. I always figured I'd do something with this area, but I never really did. But behind there's a window potentially right there, another one back right about there. Not sure the history or what was going on there. It looked he was gonna build a bathroom over here supposedly. The previous owner, when I reference him, that's probably who I'm talking about. A lot of gravel out here that's been there since day one. We just haven't really done anything with it. There's a big pile of it over there, and it sort of enwraps the house a little bit. That's about it there. Out there used to be an outbuilding there, a pretty good size one. We had a tree on New Year's night come and take that out when we had a bad weather storm. So it is gone. It's been disposed of and hauled off. There's the pad, the concrete pad. And then I have, unfortunately, a decent amount of rubble related to some bricks and stuff that I was collecting to build. I was gonna do a lower level build around there, and I was looking at some bricks maybe to build an outdoor little gazebo area over there, but there's a whole bunch of bricks there. Also, we have real nice siding here. These guys, believe it or not, we had to cut them back a year ago because we didn't have the trellises quite on how I liked them. And so most of this growth is just this year. Those things grow great, and it really helped with keeping the temperature down a little bit more in that space. And I've been very happy with them. They don't take much water or work. Down here below it, a whole bunch of irises, but we'll get to plants a little later.